Hi, everyone. This is Donna Russo, and I'm here today to interview director Cameron S. Mitchell. And let me tell you just a little bit about myself. I am actress and dancer of the Donna on the Go show, which is a web series on YouTube. It's won many awards, and it is created by Peggy Lane. And it is also produced by Peggy Lane. And right now, today, I'm really excited because we're going to talk about the Easterseals Disability Film Challenge. And I'm going to talk to director Cameron S. Mitchell, and we're going to talk about his film that he directed called Kryptonite. And it's in the Disability Film Challenge. Hi. How are you?
Hi, Donna. I'm doing great. I'm super excited to be here on your show. It's an honor. Thank you for having me.
Oh, Cameron, it's an honor for me. First of all, I have to tell you that I'm a fellow person from Philadelphia. And I know that you are from Philadelphia. And a lot of people you know and did films with are also in Philadelphia or from Philadelphia. Is that correct?
That's correct. I went to undergrad at Temple University there, and I also went to part of high school there. It's one of the many my many hometown cities, as I like to say.
No, great. And I took dance classes at Temple during the summer when I was away from Mercyhurst College, Mercyhurst University. And so that's a great connection already there.
Temple owls are everywhere,
Yes,
as they like to say.
yes. So I wanted to know, first off, how did you become involved with the disability community and the Easterseals Disability Film Challenge?
It's a great question. Well, to answer the first one, how did I become involved with the disability community? I kind of didn't have a choice. My parents are both disability studies professors, David Mitchell and Sharon Snyder. And they actually started writing about me for their disability studies work. They used me as a kid and my observations to write about. And one of those things, one of their more famous pieces is called Narrative Prosthesis. And in it, they tell a story about my obsession as a kid with the toy soldier, the tin soldier, sorry. And they used that as the basis for the opening to their idea of narrative prosthesis, which is the tin soldier in that story it has a missing leg. So kind of without, unbeknownst to me, from a very early age, I was involved in disability writing. And I also remember as a kid, maybe 7 or 8 years old at most, going to a Jerry Lewis protest and being singled out by the security guard amongst a sea of wheelchairs as the kid that he was going to take out. He's like, I'm going to get you. And so I like to tell that story because it was like a moment where I was put into the spotlight and I could no longer just be with a disabled family, but I had to myself speak out and have a voice and take ownership of my involvement in the disability community. And how I got involved with the Easterseals is a Facebook ad popped up on my page in 2016. And I was at the time working in the film industry as a union camera department member. And I wanted to make films. And just seeing the Disability Film Challenge, it was the perfect excuse for me because, of course, a lot of my film ideas were disability related. And so seeing that there was a large network or organization that was curating films specifically by and about disabled people, it kind of gave me that push to start making stories.
Oh, that's great. So tell us a little bit about the story of Kryptonite. The disability film challenge that you just entered in.
Yeah, so Kryptonite it's a very interesting story because it was kind of a happenstance, as these disability film challenges tend to go. Things fall into place kind of miraculously leading up to them. And I was actually in Park City at the beginning of this year with another film of mine, a PBS American Masters doc short called Elsa, which is about a deafblind fencer and author, Elsa Hunison. And so I was at Slam Dance with that. And I was at the Outfest Outpost. And I ran into Nick Novicki just after he had just gone up on the stage and announced that the topic was romance for the challenge this year. And he turned to me and he said, "Are you doing a film?" And I'm like, not currently, I don't know. And he just looked and he said, "You're going to do a film this year." And I was like, all right, sure, Nick. You know, when Nick says something, you kind of just go along with it. And he was right, because next thing I know, he had tapped me to give a presentation on disability and cinematography. And so I gave that. And then the producers on this project, David Zimmerman and Penny Wilson, saw that presentation and they thought it might be a good idea for us to team up. And so that's how SHANICE got attached to the project, which was very exciting. And of course, you know, the moment that David told me, you know, SHANICE, the R&B singer, famous for many songs, but I Love Your Smile in particular. You know, I was like, as a former, and I still play music, but I had a band called the Red Peace in high school and into college. And so that was a big part of my life then. But getting that opportunity to do a film music project with a prolific singer like SHANICE, I was like, sign me up. We didn't even know what it was about at the time. We just knew we wanted to make something, and we wanted to be involved in the disability community as well, which I thought was, you know, fantastic that SHANICE wanted to do that, spread awareness, get projects out there with authentic inclusion and representation in them. And so we started talking, and the way I like to approach the film challenge is I get everybody in a room and we just kind of talk about our experiences, and particularly the actors, the people that are going to be portraying the characters. I really like to get just like a perspective on their experience and kind of where they're coming from. And so, you know, SHANICE shared some details about her experience in the music industry, and we got this inkling of an idea from a moment in her life where a record company was threatening to drop her over her pregnancy. And so Kryptonite kind of was born in a way out of that consultation. And yeah, it's the synopsis is it's about two old flames who are estranged for over 2 years. And they meet at a concert for Imani, who's the character played by SHANICE, and like they reconnect. And there's a secret that one of them has that's going to change both of their lives forever. And they're going to have to learn how to move forward with that.
Wow. I have to tell you, I did see the film and I loved it. I mean, I just, Ryan and SHANICE together are very powerful. Their emotions come right across. Ryan is incredible too. And he also, tell me how Ryan came about coming into this mix.
Yeah, so Ryan Lane, he was, you know, this is another one of those Easterseals magic kind of stories, or disability film challenge magic stories. We had another actor attached originally that had to drop out because of some family issues. And we were scrambling a bit because it was only less than a week before the challenge. And Ryan came along and popped up on our radars and just gave a fantastic audition. And you know, it took about 24 hours, but I kind of knew from the beginning, and our team knew, like we felt it in his performance and how he auditioned, just the emotion, the depths of emotion that he is able to go to. You know, it just shone through in his audition. And, you know, I think, you know, he hasn't acted in a bit, but he had a lot of experience on Switched at Birth, and also Veronica Mars, among other titles. And it was just such a gift to have Ryan on this set. I've been telling everyone, you're lucky if Ryan Lane is attached to your project, because he's just a powerhouse and he brings it all. And I think it was particularly useful for SHANICE, who's, kind of dipping her toes in the narrative realm now, to have an actor like Ryan across from her, because I'm a big proponent of casting disabled people. They don't necessarily have to be actors, right? Because, I think that we've kind of missed out to some extent on just creative original stories that come from disabled people's actual lives, and so that was something that I learned in the co-op, which was the first film I did for the Easterseals Disability Film Challenge.
I love that.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much.
Oh my God. The ending, I won't say anything, but the ending I just like, wow, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, just submitted that to Kevin Smith's Smodcastle Film Festival at the suggestion of my art director, Liz Crove. And she's like, yeah, he would love that film. And I'm like, I hope so, because that would be awesome to get that film into, the guy who directed Clerks, like, film festival. It's got that quirkiness to it, but yeah, thank you so much. Glad you liked it. So yeah, that I kind of learned from that, because Josh Matthews, the actor in that, he's also a veteran, super talented actor. But everybody else in that film were either my family members or my friends, and most of them didn't have acting experience. And it worked. I kind of wrote the characters based on those people, so they didn't really have to act. And that's kind of honestly like the approach here. But SHANICE took it to another level. We wrote this based on her experience, and Ryan's experience too. But she expressed in going into it that she wanted to, she was most interested in playing a character that was not her. So I thought that was very interesting, just because we had designed this role and took some inspiration from her life. But I think she channeled, her narrative side and really got an emotional performance out, which I'm really proud of.
Yeah, it's an excellent movie. How can people see this? How do people see this movie? Can you tell me?
So if you just go on the Disability Film Challenge Facebook or Instagram, or YouTube, and you search their page, just go to their page. And then if you scroll down, I think Kryptonite's around 20 videos down on most of their pages. You can find it there. We can also put the link in the description here to make it easier for people to click on and follow. But yeah, right now is the most important time for people to be watching this, because the awareness challenge ends on the 17th. Which is, a little less than a week away right now. And we've had a great kind of response, 1,000 views a day on YouTube. We're about 1,000 views on Facebook, and several thousand on Instagram as well. And so we've been averaging at least 1,000 views a day, which has been a really great pace. So, if you're watching this and you haven't seen it, go right now and check it out. Be part of the movement, the Kryptonite movement.
Like and comment, everybody. Yeah, because it's a fantastic film. And I want to talk a little bit about the love and disability coming together, between two people. It's really strong in this film. The two people connecting. How is getting that on set? How is that? Yeah,
well, I think traditionally or classically, when we see disabled love on screen, or love that involves a disabled person, it's often this caretaker relationship, and there's not a lot of reciprocity to it. Examples I would give would be, you know, I mean, there's so many, to be honest. You know, like even like My Left Foot, for instance, or The Sea Inside, $1 Million Baby. You know, there are films that try to incorporate disability, but they kind of fall flat because they don't understand their disabled characters as like their own individual lives and humanity. So for this, interdependence was really an important part of the love. And if you haven't heard that term, or if you're like, oh, interdependence, what's that? It's this idea that disabled and non-disabled people kind of rely on each other for different things. So that reciprocity is a really important part of that relationship. So, you know, taking this story through its paces when we were on set, I really wanted to make sure that no lover ever felt on a different plateau, you know, like both of these characters are meeting each other from very different paths, and they both should be respected, right? And not only that, but the beautiful kind of interaction there, where SHANICE brings out Ryan and Ryan brings out SHANICE, right? And we have that moment where they sign and sing a song together. I just think that, you know, all of that's really important. And then also the sadness, right? It's not just happy. That's the other thing. My big critique about disability love stories on film is they're usually one note, right? It's either very sad or very unrealistically happy. And that's not like the human experience of love, at least like not my experience. And so we wanted the ups and downs. We wanted the whole roller coaster there, and to show the dimensions of both of them. So, you know, that's kind of how this whole ping pong back and forth type relationship got played out on screen. And I really would be remiss to not mention Joshua Friedman, Penny Wilson, Crystal Wilson, and SHANICE and David Zimmerman. We were all in the room crafting this thing together. And so that writing kind of set the stage. It was the where this could all occur in the first place.
Wow. So you had, of course, interpreters on set. You had quite a few. How did that work? Did they teach you a lot? I'm sure you guys all interacted and learned a lot from one another, and just the different signs for different things. And
yeah,
how was that experience?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the most powerful experiences I think I've ever had on a set, just for many, many reasons. But first of all, having Joanne Dean send out preliminary videos, ASL videos, teaching everyone who had the time, you know, how to sign their name, how to sign things like, you know, nice to meet you. And, you know, in different kind of get around type bare bones type ASL. But what was really incredible is just, you could see the impact that this had, that people, the crew members were all making the effort to, you know, arrive to set and for everyone to feel included. And the interpreters were just such a big part of that. They were always there. They were always ready to interpret whatever was being said. And there were, you know, we had some great conversations that we probably wouldn't have been able to have otherwise without interpreters like Darla and Hope and Zach, you know, and Joanne Dean, and our director of artistic sign language, Brian M. Cole, who is just fantastic. You know, I loved working with him creatively, just to talk about the spatiality, like the spatial relation of sign language. You know, there was a lot of meaning that we were able to bake into just the way that different words were signed. Like when SHANICE goes, we, you know, this finger pointing towards Ryan is him and this is her. And Ryan signs it we, like across his chest. And just that dimension there, if you know or have had some kind of experience with ASL, you're going to be able to pick up on, you know, that difference there in just the way that you could sign the word we, right? So yeah, and then just learning some of the directorial cues in ASL, like from the top
Right.
and rolling and cut. You know, like I use those all the time. And it was just a very inclusive communal experience. And I remember on day 2, the BTS photographer Raymond Dunn kind of came on set and told me he was blown away because the crew was signing ASL, and ASL had been banned in his household growing up, and that he didn't know ASL, but it was such a powerful experience for him to see all of these people signing, and not necessarily just deaf people, also hearing people, hearing and non-hearing people signing. And yeah, you had to be there. You know, I hate to say it, but it was just such an experience.
Yeah, I was with I did a dance where we learned part sign language in the dance for some of the words. And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And I love the way there are many ways that you could say a word. That sounds really cool. And just having conversations on set between people must have been incredible, and you know, an experience in itself. But what is an experience that you will take with you from this what is a lesson, I guess I should say, or something you can cherish from this experience that you can hold for the rest of your days?
Mm. Well, other than what I just told you, which that story is going to stick with me forever.
Of course.
You know, there's so many things. I'm just like so proud of the entire team. There was just an incredible synergy to getting things done, and everybody was on the same page. And it didn't feel like a film challenge. It felt like a top tier union set, which I would know because I've worked on them and been on them many a time. It felt like such an all-star team, from our camera operator Jordan Sadler to our DP Matt Smith to the first and second AC Spencer and Elaine Pusey. And I mean, just like the whole camera department, first of all, was incredible. They were on point. We needed to be on point because we only had 2 days to shoot this. And on
Yeah.
the first day, we got like 2 hours behind right at the get-go. So it was like a real serious kind of mode of like, we have to start getting shots. And having Jordan Sadler on Steadicam able to pick off shots when we literally didn't have time to transition to tripod was incredible. And then also just how he captured that emotion in the performance, which you don't even see in this cut because the challenge limits the cuts to 5 minutes. This film is probably actually closer to 10 minutes, and a lot got cut out of it that's going to be reincorporated in a festival cut, so you'll have to see the new version of Kryptonite once it's on the circuit, because there's a lot of beautiful Steadicam work in it and a lot of gorgeous cinematography that we just didn't have time to include. And even some lines of dialogue too had to be cut. So yeah, keep an eye out for that as well, but take advantage of this opportunity right now to see the film, because it won't be up for long, you know?
I will definitely be, you know, I'd love to see the extended version. And I know you only had like 5 days to do this?
Yeah.
Like write the script, you know, go to shoot, direct it, shoot it, post. I mean, it was a limited time. So yeah, I know that can be very stressful to say the least. But I look forward to seeing the longer version. And I look forward to more films from you and talking with you again. And yeah, this has been great. Is there anything you would like to say in our wrap up about that you kind of wanted to expound on that we didn't get to?
I don't know. We got to a lot, you
I
know. I'd like to know where do I see Donna on the Go, the show? Is
know.
that up online somewhere? I could check it out.
Please do. Yes, it's on YouTube, and it's award winning. And
I've heard.
Peggy is phenomenal with producing and executive producing and creating and directing, promo. She's done everything. she's really incredible, and I'm
Yeah,
blessed
he's
to know.
great.
Yeah, and
She-
now
She's
I'm
also our for people who don't know, she's our awareness campaign director. So she's spearheading the PR for Kryptonite as well. She's doing a great job.
so yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to definitely be looking out for other things that you do, and for the longer version of this. And it's been an honor to have you and talk with you. And I hope to do it again. I really do. I hope to get to know you even more.
I'm looking forward to it too. And you know, Elsa is out there. If you just Google Elsa PBS, you can check that out. That's that doc about the deafblind fencer. She's also queer, and it's all these intersecting identities. So it's a really interesting 8-minute piece kind of about identity in a way, and as she navigates through her own life. And yeah, we'll see what's next. Hopefully Kryptonite, the feature. I would love a studio to get on this and give us the green light. We've got a script ready and we're ready to go, you know, so either that or a series. So
Yeah, cool. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Well, we'll talk again soon. And thank you so much for all your thoughts and input. And people, go and watch this movie, Kryptonite, Easterseals Disability Film Challenge. Thanks a lot.
thanks, Donna.
Bye.